Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, the last episode of Foundation Standard, we're going to play Sultai Emergence. One of my favorite deck in the metagame that I think does not work in best of 3 at all, but definitely works very well in best of 1 because nobody techs against Graveyard in best of 1, even though there are so many obnoxious Graveyard synergies out there. Graveyard strategies, I should say. This is one of them. And people don't really tech against against Graveyard with Graveyard hates in best of 1 because, well, if you make your deck too tech heavy, you just get overrun by red decks. So we're going to capitalize on that and really beat the red decks by playing a combo deck. A combo deck that really, once we pull it off, very impossible to stop. And the way the way we're going to try to pull it off is actually fairly consistent, funny enough, and we're going to try to Squirming Emergence into an Omniscience. But you might think, hey, Omniscience is a 10 cast. Squirming Emergence means that you have to have 10 permanents in the graveyard. That's going to be hard to do. It's not going to be very common. Well, not 10. Usually, we only need 5 in the graveyard to bring back Omniscience, because we're going to bring back Invasion of Tolvada. Invasion of Tolvada comes... Tomatoes. Invasion of Tomatoes comes in. We get to choose a permanent, non-battle permanent from the graveyard and bring it back. Then that permanent we're going to choose is Omniscience. Then we get free spells. Infinite free spells as much as we want to play. So that's kind of the idea of this deck. Of course, if you do have 10 in a graveyard, you can always just bring back Omniscience. And if you have 8 or 7 and you don't have nothing else, you can always bring back an Atraxa, refill your hand, and then the world's your oyster. So this deck basically does that by doing the following. We got 4 Fabled Archaeologists, 4 Founding of the Third Path, and 4 Picklock Prankster. This mills a bunch of cards into our graveyard, as every self-milled deck does. We also have 3 Whale of the Forgotten. If nothing else, we can look at the top 3 card of our library, put 1 into our hand and 2 into the graveyard. So it's kind of like a mill 2. But if we have 8 permanents in our graveyard, we get Descent 8. And if we have Descent 8, then we can do all 3. Return a non-land permanent, target opponent discard a card, and then we get to look at the top 3 and put 1 into our hand. Of course, if you don't have Descent 8, you can pick one of those. So it could be an emergency removal if we need it at sorcery speed. Not that great. So the point of a Whale of Forgotten is to play it at a time when we have Descent 8. Founding also is a very good card because it can double dip, right? We can not turn 1, but the first time, chapter 1, let's say, use Whale, and then or use Picklock Prankster's free to face eye, and we get a free spell with playing Founding. Chapter 2, we mill 4 cards. Chapter 3, we get to target an instant sorcery card from our graveyard, let's say Whale, and do it again. So that's pretty good. And then the other 2 drop we have in the deck is Bitter Triumph. If we just so happen to draw any of these cards that we want in our graveyard, well, Bitter Triumph can help us do that by discarding it. So Bitter Triumph, like every Reanimator deck or self-milled deck, is a card that instead of having an upside and a downside, just has 2 upsides. So, of course, we have 3 of that in the deck. And then, turn 3, 3 mana, what we have is just Squirming Emergence to pull off our combo pieces. And the combo piece we want to squirm into Invasion of Tolvada, which will bring back Omniscience, get free spells. We can also, if we didn't hit our lucky draws, we can merge a Invasion into an Atraxa as well. Again, you only need 5 permanents in the graveyard to do that. And then, of course, if we do get Omniscience on board, then we can play 2 Invasion of Arcavios, go to the sideboard, get where is this town ain't big enough, and breach the multiverse and just recycle it over and over. Every one of my Invasion of Arcavios deck has that combo. The combo is every one of our Omniscience deck has that combo. The combo is 2 Invasion of Arcavios, bring out Breach and bring out this town ain't big enough, and then we breach once. This town ain't big enough, bounce both invasions, do it again and again and again. Every time the invasion comes in, we can now get 2 cards from our graveyard. One of them being the Breach that we just played, and the other being this town that we just played. And then we'll do that again. And basically, this will mill out both players' deck. once we mill both players' deck, instead of getting discounting big enough and breach, we're going to get discounting big enough and another instant sorcery from our sideboard. So we can get Titania's Command, mill our opponent's, well, exile our opponent's graveyard, and then we'll get Discount along with Step Between Worlds, which we'll have to shuffle our graveyard into our deck. Our opponent can choose to do so, or they can choose not to do so. But either way, they got no graveyard left. So if they don't shuffle, the next card they draw will kill them. If they do shuffle, they'll die right there. Unless they have more than 7 cards in their hand, they're going to die right there. So that will be kind of the trick, right? And then we won't deck out. That's the idea. And of course, Invasion can also help us in a pinch. At some point, we can get Reverse Rebuke, bounce our opponent's board. At some point, we can get Season of Weaving. Also, bounce the board, but we can also just use the one pause sign, draw 5 cards. That's always fun. We also have Time Stop, just all out super counterspell. Stop the turn. Stop it. We'll go to the next turn. That is a very good card as well. And then, of course, the land base. Land base, we're going to have 25 lands for this combo deck. 2 island, 2 swamp, 2 forest. 3 Gloomlake Verge, 2 Undercity Sewer, 3 Blooming Marsh, 2 Underground Mortuary, 3 Botanical Sanctum, 2 Hedge Maze, and 4 Fabled Passage. So, I mean, I want to go through the 3-2 split for each of the dual color lands. 3 fast lands here, 3 fast lands here, and 3 Verge here, since that's the only Verge right now that's available for this deck. And then we have 2 Surveil lands for each, so that we can put cards we don't want on the top of our deck into our graveyard. And Fabled Passage can also put a land into our graveyard to get our Fathomless Descent up to 8 pretty easily. But mainly we're trying to get up to 5, right? Getting up to 5 is almost a non-issue for this deck. And that's kind of the idea. Let's go into the game and see how well this deck can perform. Alright, our opponent is You Will Always Be Loved. Okay. Thank you. Can I win, though? I go first. I think it's a good hand to go first, huh? I think I'll keep. Lots of mill cards, and we're going to go first with a Surveil land. Right away, I don't want that. Right away, we let our opponent know our information. And here comes the... Alright. Turn 1 Duress. Well, I'm happy our opponent said that we'll always be loved, because they will never be loved. Stupid arena. Putting us up against this kind of discard deck just kills every aspect of our deck for us. That's pretty nice of them. What can we mill into the graveyard here? Ah, it's a nothing. Perfect. And a founding that I can't really use. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in the graveyard. I mean, I guess we can do it. Sanctum can go. And let's go to founding. Chapter 2. I'm gonna mill 4. There's a Atraxa. Unholy Annex. Alright, we got a Squirming. I definitely want this Invasion of Tolvada, right? Okay, GG. They got all of it, but they couldn't get there. Because we reanimate the Invasion, which bring back Atraxa. Or Omniscience, but probably Atraxa here, and then we'll go from there. Alright, our opponent is Alexis. Is today just mono black opponents all day? We'll find out. We're gonna go first. Alright, fast lands, fast lands, fast lands. That's fun. Now the thing is, I think I should Fabled Archaeologist first. While they're being really loud outside. Yeah. I think I should Fabled first. So what I've learned is that every time I Picklock Prankster first, I get Founding of the 3rd path. And then I couldn't really cast anything. Now I do have Whale to cast if I want to do that. Wow. Okay, they're roping turn 1 for some reason. Now I have 2 of these. That does mean I want to dig 4 cards deep instead of 3 cards deep, right? Is it though? This gives me a blocker. And also I can return a Founding. Picklock Prankster cannot return a Founding. Not that it's gonna matter, I don't know if I'm gonna hit it. We hit Whale. They're mono red with no play on turn 1 or turn 2? That is very surprising. Alright, well we have nothing right now, so this is gonna be a long play. Are they big red? Big red's gonna have their work cut out for them to fight us, so I don't think it's big red. They're definitely slow playing us. Mono red so far, 2 turns and nothing played. Okay, they're aggro red without playing spells. Are they trying to lose on purpose? Okay. Here's a Swifty. I mean, of course I'm going to block. They can try to kill the Fabled Archaeologist. I don't really care about the Archaeologist. In fact, it being in the graveyard is actively good for me. For the Squirming Emergence, so... Monsters rage! They be raging. Take the 2. Don't think I have a 1-mana bounce anyways. Slow playing us, huh? We have 3 in the graveyard. I can whale his creature back if I want to. Alright, let's mill 4. Pick off Prankster. We mill nothing. But we do have 7 in the graveyard now. 8 possibly if I toss this. So we have okay, let's do this first. We'll get a black mana, so I can have 2 black manas. I have 2 blue, 3 green. I only have 1 black mana for the whale. So this will give me a whale. It allows me to whale his Swiss Sphere. Oh, come on, you roping red player, you. Alright, so return this. I'll get an opponent. And then look at the top 3 cards. Wow. Let's see how slow we can play it. I mean, returning a Swiss Sphere doesn't actually do much because it's haste. But it removes 1 damage and then 1 extra mana for him to have to hardcast it. So that's something. I guess we're gonna pick a card for our next turn. Dude. See, this kind of mono red is where mono red gets its reputation, right? They want to play the fastest deck, but they will absolutely be adamant about playing it the slowest way possible. What card do you discard? Okay, Invasion. I think it's pretty nice. I guess we can return something with Invasion. Definitely not putting the second Omniscience in my hand, so... Still gonna burn it out. They got a shock to my face. I mean, even with that, if I get Invasion of Tolvada, I can't really get anything. I can get the Fabled out with the Invasion. That's about it. Alright, we're trying to go off next turn. It's not guaranteed, because we don't have much in our hand that's, you know, continuous. Oh my god. You sure you don't want to play a creature to do stuff? Manifold Mouse, second main. Alright, there's no combat for the turn. So... And then they're gonna quit? Okay. Second main phase. Well, let's hope I mill something good that I can use. Okay, Invasion, return target non-battle permanent. Son of a... Alright. That's gonna be annoying. Well, actually no, we got Atraxa, right? So Omniscience here. Omniscience for the win. Free land play. I don't think I needed it. Invasion of Tolvada. We get Atraxa back. Atraxa's back. We get Atraxa. Omniscience. Bitter Triumph. Another Squirming, I guess. And a land. Alright. Whale. We can whale something. We can throw another Omniscience out there. Second Omniscience. Alright, we'll whale. Return target non-land permanent. Want to discard a card. Look at the top 3. We'll return this Manifold Mouse. You discard another card. And now they're going to rope this. I can squirm out the founding, right? No, the invasion. Oh, I should have just done that. Okay, so this is return target battle. Target non-land permanent. Any non-land permanent. A battle is a non-land permanent, so this is GG. Yeah, they're just roping out because they're red. And their Brink's running on Pentium 3, so it's going to take a while. So we have our invasion. Invasion can help us get this town. This town's really not really going to get us anywhere, right? I don't think it matters. They're just going to rope out here. Okay, well, there's another invasion. There you go. Now it's GG. Cyborg, we'll get this town. Squirming. Invasion. Cyborg, we'll get Breach. This town. We'll bounce these two. And we'll breach them. Ooh, a Screaming Nemesis. That'll be fun. But, you know, I always just like the prowess. Killing them with the prowess. Cyborg. Oh wait, no. Graveyard. Let's get the Breach. Okay, I guess this opponent's gonna make me play it out too. So we will do just that. Breach. Another 10 cards. Do you have another charging dude? That's sort of a charging dude. I have to pick, huh? That's kind of annoying. Yeah, there's no choice. You gotta pick it. I don't want to play the Bitter Triumph. Let's just bounce these two. How many cards do you have? 29 to my 37. Oh, finally he quits. Why is he wasting everyone's time watching this little kind of play out? There's no match for the 2 free invasions. Alright, our opponent is Strayed Crow. That crow is strayed. We go first. Oh, please just don't... what's it called? Duress me turn 1. That's a pretty good hand if I don't get Duress turn 1. But you know what they say. Good hands get Duress turn 1. I'll keep that hand card. Bitter Triumph is a pretty good card against most decks. Hired Claw. I still think I Archaeologist, right? I think it's unnecessary evil. I think a whale. I have 2 Bitter Triumph in my hand already. I block. They pump. They don't do any damage. So now, I think we Bitter Triumph it. I don't think I whaled this. This got 1. Okay, Innkeeper's Talent. Does he level it up? I have enough to pay the war. But I guess I don't want to have to pay the war, so I will pay the 3 life. Get another Archaeologist or a Picklock Prankster that mills 4. I think milling 4 is probably better than milling 3. This is still on 1. I dropped all the instant sorceries from the deck instead. Yikes, okay. Manifold Mouse is pretty annoying. He puts a +1 counter there. I mill 4 cards. Alright. Every single card was useless. Now I have 5 in the graveyard, which is still not enough. Right? Whale can bounce 1. I guess I bounce. No, I don't have a land. So I play Founding into a Bitter Triumph. I can kill the Manifold Mouse. I'll discard a card this time. There's 6. If I mill 4, maybe I'll get there. There is an Omniscience in the grave. Actually, I won't get there. I get Atraxa back. I'll give it haste. And he's going to give it double strike. But not double strike and trample. So, 1 block. Okay, now I have 7. More likely to get to enough. No, okay, no. Not gonna get there. But I could squirm into Atraxa, right? I guess that is the play. Get another Atraxa. Get another Founding. I get another land. Is that all I can get? 3 cards? Oh man. That feels bad. No, I don't want a Blooming Marsh. Undersea Sewers. Do I want another Atraxa? Or do I want something like a Picklock Prankster? Don't think he can exile my first Atraxa. None of these cards are that good, right? It's hard. I'll never get to play this Atraxa anyways. Let's get a Picklock Prankster. I think Picklock Prankster is probably the best card here. I'm gonna play a land. Maybe I can surveil 1 more card. Okay. Atraxa go in the graveyard anyways. Questing Druid. Atraxa is flying life, vigilance, lifelink, death touch, so I do gain the life. Unless you can pump the hero up to 7 for the first strike. The thing is, even if he does, right? How much do I care about? My graveyard's still at 8, so I can bring out Atraxa again. Huh. That's interesting. That's not a good play. He puts 2 +1 on counter and goes to 5. Don't think that's a good play. It really limits the Heartfire hero too, because it's going to be 7. So he wants a straight up trade. Do I have Invasion of Tolvada in the graveyard? I don't, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll get an Atraxa in the graveyard. And then I'll get I get to draw a card, so... Alright. No damage dealt to my face. I get to see what the card is I will draw. If it's an untapped land, I'm not even going to use the Founding. I'm just going to win. Okay, second main. It's not an untapped land. So I have to target Squirming. And I have to get back the Atraxa. So I have a black land, I can get a blue land. I get another Founding. Get another Squirming and an Invasion. Oh, this is a creature too. This is a much better pool of cards. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it before, so I couldn't put cards into the graveyard. If I had a chance to put cards in the graveyard, this would be different. So... I guess I can bounce this. He doesn't get double strike if I do that. It's Founding on chapter 1. Return, Scar, top 3. The Innkeeper's Talon's annoying, but what's more annoying is Manifold Mouse, I think. Scar card. I'm sure if he had Manifold Mouse last turn, he would have played it. Top 3 cards are all the same cards. So, let's get a Hedge Mace. Now I gotta discard 2 cards. Yay. Okay, Archaeologist can go. And I guess the Hedge Mace can go. 13 now. That Heartfire Hero will kill me in a heartbeat if I'm not too careful. I have 20 cards left in the deck. Alright, he got a nothing. That's good. I don't think he wants to trade his Heartfire Hero that easily. Screaming Nemesis is fine with me. 11. Okay. So that's going to be 13, 14, right? So I tank this. It's not trample. You can't give it trample. Well, I guess you could. But I'll gain 7 life if I do this, and I have to block. So I gain 7 life. And then he'll deal 11 damage to me. And then I'll mill 4 cards on his graveyard. Alright, do I have a second invasion in there? It's just a 1 invasion? Alright, let's mill myself. There's the second invasion. Oh, I can't. I have no words. I actually can't play the Tolvada because I don't have white mana. So I gotta Squirm. Actually, what am I doing? Squirming Omniscience. There you go. Sorry. That was my fault. I was thinking way too long about some stupid place. Atraxa, Omniscience. Squirming, another Invasion, Fabled Passage. None of this matters. Alright, there's second Omniscience, Invasion. We'll go to the sideboard, we'll get Breach, and then we'll get Squirming into another Invasion. We'll go to the sideboard, we'll get this town. And then we'll Breach. GG. Yep. Show him the combo and he has a peace out. Stupid red deck. That will learn ye. Alright, our opponent is Bosinu. Bosinu? Bosinu. Alright, we go first. We got a Surveil land, a bunch of these cards that we mill our deck. Good. Alright, let's start putting things in the graveyard right away. Green! Uh-oh. Alright, well, that's gonna be a fight. A large archaeologist. Squirm. I mean, we just gotta survive a few turns. I already have 3. Bunny corn. It's gonna be a 2-2. Didn't want to attack. Okay. Is that a my call? Oh, that's gonna shoot off my foliage. We're gonna take 7 here. I'm not gonna have as much time as I thought, huh? Can I mill 4 permanents? That's pretty important. Now the question is, can I mill 4 more permanents? Do I need to put out a blocker? They're all kind of trample, right? So he plays... If he deals 13 damage, I just die. If I picklock Prankster and I mill 4 instants or sorceries... I have to mill 4 instants sorceries because that's a blocker. Fall Patch? Fall Patch is not good for me, but it's still something we can survive. Yeah, this is really big. They're all gonna come in here. Let's name the blocks. Down to 5. 3 creatures attacked. Now we just gotta mill 1. Just 1 permanent. Oh, there's a permanent. That's a GG. Alright, so we Squirm for Invasion, which can bring out the Omniscience. Right? Do we just Squirm for the Omniscience? Free to Fate. We'll get the Whale. Whale's pretty good. Alright, we will Invasion of Arcavios. Go Cyborg. It's a good card in the Cyborg for us to do. I mean, there is the, where is it? River's Rebuke. Return all non-land permanent target player controls to their owner's hand. Ah, GG. Didn't want to play through Omniscience, right? This is an insane... Like, this is insane once we pop off. Omniscience is definitely a card that breaks all rules of the game. Alright, our opponent is Jonky. He's got the key to our salvation. We go first. Okay. Well, I mean, Invasion can be tossed. Foliage is pretty good. We turn 1 Fable. I think it's a fine keep. Fable into what? A swamp? I think we Fable into a swamp. Alright. Then we can free to Fae if I need to. Otherwise, I can Bitter Triumph their bat if they bat us. No bat, huh? No bat, we free to Fate. Oh, that's good, but... Ah, man, it gives so much of it away. Alright. We gave it away, but our opponent didn't want to play through it. Makes sense. Alright, our opponent is ruined. Oh no, we're ruined! Alright, Ruin, what are you playing? You playing Go First? Good for you. Oh man, only 2 lands, huh? There's a lot of ways for us to mill. I'm gonna keep, but it's kind of risky. Okay. Storm Chaser's Talon, turn 1. So our opponent's a gamer. Real world gamer right here. Hopeless Nightmare, turn 2. Real serious gamer. Is it Pixie? Pixie as well? Shard Mage Rescue, just... why not? Just throw it out there. Who needs it? Who needs cards? I'll take a Bitter Triumph. We are royally mana screwed. That's also fun, right? Love being mana screwed. There's a Pixie. Are you not gonna bounce your Hopeless Nightmare? I guess he thinks he's giving me value if he just Nightmares me. But it is 2 more damage to bounce the Storm Chaser Talon. That makes sense. So now it's 3. But it's not more damage. And I do want my Archaeologist to die. 4. Oh, well. No land, so I don't think it matters, right? Mana Screw is always fun. Pretty sure he also has a protection spell. Shard Mage Rescue or to pick... no, you know what? That one grows. What the... Scarakar, that one. There's another Shard Mage Rescue. At least it doesn't protect it twice. There it goes. Well, it does protect it. At least it doesn't get buffed twice. So if I draw a land and I mill 2 non-land permanents in the graveyard, I could get an Atraxa out. So you're telling me there's a chance. I already said this when I was playing the Demir version. This card is insane. Like, 1/1, the Prowess Altar is already pretty good. The fact that you can keep bouncing it and keep doing that to make more is not fair. Because if you think about the 1/2 Monastery Swiftspear, right? That's only a 1-off. Alright, are we just dead? 1/2, this is 10. Alright, so yeah, we're pretty much dead. That's not a land, so no point in playing this out. In fact, we drew 15 cards. We drew 3 lands. Alright, our opponent is Celsius. Didn't you go bankrupt? Well, opponent goes first. I have a Bitter Triumph to fight through that opponent goes first, but everything else, it's not looking too good. Turn 1 Duress? Hopeless Nightmare. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate, but it's something that we're eventually going to have to fight through, right? Sanctum, turn 1. Well, Sanctum the Swamp in the Gloomlake Verge. Bricks for Plains. They're Orzhov Pixie? I'm feeling an Orzhov Pixie. This is a lot of lands. Oh, okay. Atraxa much? Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze it is. I just need things in a graveyard, right? You're gonna wish upon a star? Dang! That's a lot of Wish Claw Talisman. Is he gonna return it back to his hand or something? That's really weird, right? He's giving me a lot. Why is he giving me that much? Also, I can just win here. Let's see if I can get it. I gotta mill some really good cards to try to win. 8. 8, not 10. I don't have Invasion of Tolvada here. Hedge Maze could give me it, but it could just also not give me it. Archaeologist is gonna have to go. We're gonna squirm into an Atraxa. Then he has to answer an Atraxa. That's pretty nice. Well, Collage, Founding, Land. Oh, 3 cards only? If it's 3 card only, let's get a Mortuary. And then I gotta discard a card. Sanctum? He does have to answer Atraxa, right? Nope, can't answer Atraxa. GG. I don't know what deck that was, but he's giving me 2 Wishclaw Talismans. He got 2 wishes. You gotta do something with 2 wishes. Alright, our opponent is the Hudderson PG. What's PG? This hand is oh boy. Oh boy. I'm not gonna like it. Why did I do that? That was not right. Should have played a Mortuary first. Spy God Siren. At least I can Bitter Triumph next turn. I don't know if that amounts to much. Can't block it, but no Kaito like that, so... Do we Bitter Triumph and lose 3 life? Do we Bitter Triumph and drop a card? Do I even want to Bitter Triumph? Wouldn't Bitter Triumph be better against Kaito? No, I'm playing this land for sure to help me surveil. That's 4. I might be able to Squirming into... What do I have? Just lands. And Founding has to really hit something good, right? Actually, no, what am I saying? Gotta discard a card. Hit this, discard a Blooming Marsh. That makes it 5. Definitely help the graveyard a bit. So here's Kaito. But he will tap out for Kaito. Or more or less tap out for Kaito. Or not Kaito, just a curiosity. Either way, he taps out. I mill 4. I milled 4. I got 8 in the graveyard, which means Squirming right now gets me an Atraxa, so... I mean... No reason not to do that. Especially because he tapped out. Alright, get Omniscience, Bitter Triumph, Big Lock Prankster. Did we just put a Surveil land? No, I don't have a Surveil land. Fabled Passage it is. Invasion and Whale. Alright, that's 6 cards. 6 cards is a lot. I will Fabled Passage, put an extra card in the graveyard. Does help the Whale. Submit 1, right? Perfect card to drop. If he spends all his mana dealing with Atraxa, doesn't spend all his mana. So he might have a counterspell. And he gets to draw 2 cards. That's not good, but not like I could do much. Alright, still a GG. Good. He has no counterspell, so he knows that Omniscience is coming for him next turn. And he took the Coward's Way out. Hunters and PG, your Dimir deck is no match somehow against this combo. I mean, he did not play his Dimir deck well enough. No Temple. And this is also why I don't like Curiosity over Kaito. If he had Kaito on turn 3, this would be a different game. Instead of Curiosity, that can only come out on turn 4 and hit me on his turn 5. Even if he went first. On his turn 5, that would have been at least my turn 4, which would have been a lot more, board presence. At that point, yeah, I get a lot of card draw, but in the current meta, card draw is not as important as board presence, especially with all those pesky bounce. You're going to have a lot of cards in your hand against those pesky bounce. Also, ironic, Omniscience sleeve got beat by the Omniscience. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've seen those fathomless dissenting games, do you like this Sultai Emergence deck? Again, this is one of the decks that's my favorite to play because the combo is very synergistic, it's very consistent, and unless there's Graveyard Hate, it's almost impossible to stop. Other than maybe just a full-on beatdown rush, right? I lost to 1 beatdown rush because I was on 2 lands for like 7 turns, so there was no way to get out of that. And then I lost to a mono black deck because they just had all the duress. Like every turn they keep duressing me and batting me, and then I didn't have any spells to play. So obviously you can't play against those games since they, opponent always goes first. And the games that you saw today, I think most of the games is where our opponent goes first. So I would say that this deck can survive an opponent go first pretty consistently. Because we just need to be able to pull off our Fathomless Descent. And to do that, this is only 3 mana, so we just need to be able to pull it off on turn 3, which is definitely doable. Well, obviously not on turn 3, but we just need to pull it off with 3 lands, which is definitely doable with a 25 land deck. So normally what we do is turn 1, nothing. Turn 2, or turn 1, we try to hit a Surveil land at the best we can. If not, maybe a Fabled Passage. Turn 2, we get any of our 2 drops to put cards in the graveyard. Turn 3, we get another 2 drop to put cards in the graveyard, maybe follow that up with another Surveil land. And then turn 4 is where hopefully we can squirm into something good. Because if we get Founding on turn 2 or 3, right, at this point we would have had Chapter 2 as well, and we should have at least 5 or 6 permanents in our graveyard, one of which being Invasion, the other one being either Atraxa or Omniscience, which can give us a lot of value. If not, maybe we already have 8 or 10 in the graveyard, which we can just immediately bring back Omniscience. The only other trick to this deck that I had to reconsider is about Squirming Emergence into Invasion. If we have 8 or 10, should we squirm into Invasion to bring back Atraxa or Omniscience, or should we squirm immediately into Atraxa or Omniscience? That is still a case-by-case situation. I think if you can, leave the Invasion of Tolvada into the graveyard because you might hit another squirm that you'll want to use, and you might not have 10 at that point, and you want to squirm into Invasion. Just keep more permanent in the graveyard as much as you can. That probably will be useful for cards like Whale and Squirming. Another thing is, if you did Invasion of Tolvada into Omniscience, don't forget, you can, okay, let me say that again. If you Invasion of Tolvadas into Omniscience, you can then use a free cast Whale Forgotten to bounce your Invasion of Tolvada, and then play the Invasion of Tolvada for free because of Omniscience trigger, well, not trigger, because of Omniscience ability, and bring another thing back from your graveyard. That's something that I didn't really think about while constructing this deck, but now that I played through it, I've found out that is a trick that definitely could have, well, not saved me any game, but gave me an extra oomph. And yeah, I really like this deck, right? But obviously, in best of 3, you just get graveyard hated out the wazoo, and there's no way to fight it. But in best of 1, when people are not teching out their vacuums and their Leyline of the Void or Rest in Pieces, we can definitely run this deck to the miles. Or this deck can definitely run the miles. I guess that's the word. With Aether Drift coming, let's hope that this deck can still run the miles. Alright, that's all I got for you today. This is the last of the foundations. Tomorrow, we're going to start the Aether Drift train car ride. I couldn't do it today because I always try to record a day ahead. So even though you're watching it on the release of Aether Drift, for me it hasn't released yet. The set looks Kind of tricky. I don't know. I think it could be very fun, but that one black spell, the enchantment that makes me sack a creature, or if I can, I discard a card, I'm very hesitant on that card alone. I feel like that card is going to break the meta just because the mirror deck is already too good. You put that card in the mirror deck, now I don't know what to do. We'll see, though. I could be wrong. There could be a lot of different combos and a lot of decks that could just don't care about that at all. And I'm excited. I always like a little bit of shift up in Standard. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.